Live from the back of a moving U-Haul in the heart of Columbus, it's Tacky Tablecloths!
Traditional, bookish sounding woman just talking about, fucking, global warming or something.
Yeah.
But then every counterpoint is made by some other dude just doing all sorts of mouth noises. Just... Well, today,
Hi,
the Dow Jones
welcome.
raised by 5 points.
Yes, I'm Terry Gross, and welcome to the program. Pop! Skirapapa! Yes.
That's some very valuable insight you've given me there, Devin.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming on the program, Devin. Did it! Skip it! You know, I really agree. I think the Dow Jones is suffering. Wonderful. Welcome back to the program.
Hey, welcome back to Tacky Tablecloths. That actually kind of reminds me of the dream that I had.
Yeah.
That I told you about.
Yeah, go on. Wait, what was it? I can't remember.
Well, you'll remember in a second when I tell you.
All right.
I can't tell you first without also telling the audience.
All right, we'll tell the audience.
So
I'll listen.
There's this little contest coming up called the 48-Hour Film Challenge. I don't know if we've said it.
Please don't call it a challenge. It's a film festival.
It's the film
because
project.
whatever. Everything's a fucking challenge.
You're right. It was my mistake. It's not called challenge. I just added challenge accidentally.
While the challenge thing is on, can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure,
I
go
saw
ahead.
There's this guy on YouTube. I think his name's like LA Beast or something. Have you ever seen him?
Oh yeah, that's the guy who drinks
retarded
old Crystal
stuff
Pepsis and eats Pop Rocks till his stomach gets ulcers.
Yeah. I saw this one the other day where what the fuck did he ferment? He fucking fermented some... Oh, was it kombucha?
Ugh.
Yeah. And then there was like this big giant mushroom that he pulled out and he ate that too. And then he had stinky diarrhea. Anyway, he called it the kombucha challenge. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, everything has to be a fucking challenge.
In his defense... What he does are real challenges because they are literally life-threatening, or at least life-endangering. It's not like the lick the ice cream challenge where you're
the dab in front of a mall cop challenge.
Yeah, right.
So we can put it on TikTok.
His was watch me eat 7,000 bags of Pop Rocks till I'm vomiting out my insides. Mm-hmm. There is some sort of I don't know if it's a skill or just missing part of your brain or missing pain receptors.
I mean, yeah. But there's... Yeah, like the guy that climbed up the El Capitan, the free solo guy. He's, I saw somewhere that he had a brain scan or something done, and his fear receptors are basically non-existent.
Oh. So he'll end
up... people that do crazy shit like that, or, dumbass hashtag challenges, or, yeah, there's definitely something abnormal.
Meanwhile, if you scan my brain, my fear receptors are about 95% of it.
Yeah, that's why I don't go outside. It's scurry out there.
We saw a bird today on the way into the U-Haul, and I got a little frightened, peed myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, what was your dream?
So my dream... we've entered the 48-Hour Film Project, not challenge.
Oh, I remember it now. Okay.
And on this Friday, we'll be assigned a genre. And in my dream, it was going pretty normally. It was, we just drove to the place, which in my dream was the underside of the Columbus Library. Which I don't think it's in a library, but that's where we were for the...
Right, yeah, no.
And there's something where you have to draw genres out of a hat. Mm-hmm. And so I pulled a piece of paper out And I don't know how to describe like what I was reading. It was just like the closest thing I can think of is like wingdings, where like it's like symbols, but it's like nothing. Like it's not close to any real language.
Oh, the font.
Yeah. Like that's just what it said. Like it was just like five symbols. And I'm like staring at it, and you come up and you're like, "Oh hell yeah, man! This should be easy for us." And I'm like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah, dude, I'm not prepared for this genre, but like I've got a really cool idea." And I was like, "You do?
Do you now?"
And you're like, "Yeah, we're gonna." And then you just made this like series of noises, not completely separate from the fucking beatboxing shit that you were just doing. Like, you were like, well, yeah, I mean, last year when this won, it was for... And I was like, what? Like, what is this genre? And you were like, you're kidding, right? And I was like, no, like, what the fuck is this genre? And everyone was trying to explain it to me, but it was just all these, like, nonsensical noises. And then we tried to start filming, and I don't know what the fuck was going on, and everyone was acting like I was a moron. Well, I mean, that's, not that different from
come on,
real
man.
life,
Get with the program.
Yeah, you gotta get with the...
Yeah, get with it.
And then I ended up getting kicked off of the team, and then the winner was a film about a man walking down a hallway smoking a cigarette who was assigned the fictional genre of walk.
Directed by Jim Jarmusch.
No, it sounds a little action-packed to be directed by Jim Jarmusch.
True, they'd be sitting at a table smoking cigarettes.
They're on a table on wheels going down a hallway.
That's fucking hilarious. That's a great idea. Submit that to Con.
Oh, can we get the golden dog?
I didn't even know that was a fucking award.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, but I can't even pronounce the fucking contest right, so that's not really a surprise.
Yeah, so, we're seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
On Thursday.
On Thursday night. And I looked up because I wanted to see if it won any awards yet or anything, and I think it premiered at Cannes. And
it won the 15-minute long standing ovation. Right?
Yeah. I was like, oh god,
it's so fucking awkward. Just everyone's like, and the camera's just moving around and zooming in on everyone, and then zooming out, and then zooming in.
Quentin's just standing there like fucking full mast, like yes, you love it, don't you?
At the same time, all I was thinking about was getting home and looking at some feet, though.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just really like feet. All right. Reminds me of this Brian De Palma film I saw once. Yeah, but anyway, it lost. Actually, the movie that won the actual Palme d'Or, whatever the fuck you say, I don't speak French.
Magic Dog.
What?
Golden Leaf. That's what it means, right? Golden Leaf.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah, the movie that won that is I think it was called Parasite, but it's by the director, the South Korean director that did Snowpiercer.
Oh, Bing Yong who can't whatever.
Bong.
Yeah.
Something or other.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
and
then
actually good. I obviously haven't seen it. I don't even know if it's in America yet.
Yeah, I was gonna look up and see if it's coming around or anything, but yeah, apparently it's really fucking good. The only other movie I've seen by him other than Snowpiercer is The Host, which came out like 10 or 12 years ago or something.
Oh, so you did actually see that?
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's the Korean guy that's in Snowpiercer.
Which one?
The main one, the guy who's like addicted to smelling those rock things and he's good.
So.
He's good with the doors.
It's been a long time since I saw it, and it didn't leave a very strong impression on me.
No,
but I think so.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, he's the main character in The Host as well.
Oh, okay.
That's a really good monster movie. I'd recommend.
Is Chris Evans also in The Host?
No, it's all Korean and it's in Korean.
Is Chris Evans also in Parasite?
No. It kind of pissed me off because I had seen that movie. I don't know if you're familiar with after. I think it was Stephanie Meyer when she was done with the Twilight book. She wrote another book called The Host. And then there was a movie called The Host. And I was like, man, there's already a movie called The Host. And it's probably way better than this shit.
Well, I mean, that happens a lot with American versus other country films. Sometimes it's even just because it's a flat remake and it's still just
it wasn't.
worse.
It's completely separate. But
I'm assuming not if Stephanie Meyer was involved. But...
Yeah, she wrote a book based on a South Korean monster film.
Do you know what I learned about the world of Twilight today, though?
Oh, God, what?
Apparently, canonically, in their books, vampires love baseball, but they hit the ball so hard with their bats that they have to play during thunderstorms.
Oh, yeah.
So that people think that it's just lightning.
Yeah.
Did you already know that?
I did know that because I read the first 2 books way back when. Yeah, I think it's the first movie or the second movie, but they play baseball like in a thunderstorm.
Do they use wooden bats?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't fucking remember.
Oh, well,
I just remember they're
aluminum bats. That's really fucking stupid. They're gonna get.
Oh
shot.
yeah.
And then what happens?
It's like in Breath of the Wild when you run around with a metal sword and it's thundering, and all of a sudden you get struck by fucking lightning.
And then you can't make no more pig cutlets.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what that game's about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's like if you shoot like a fire arrow at a cow or something, when it dies, it just drops cooked meat.
I love games that do little things like that.
Oh, I know. Well, you can also take like a sword and like ready it to because you can like throw your weapons away in that game. And if you wait if you're like fighting an enemy, like the moment before the lightning strikes, you throw it at the enemy and then it strikes it and kills it. Aw.
That's oh jeez.
That's our mascot. That's Mr. Kitty.
Brendan, why is there a cat in the U-Haul?
I brought him along.
Oh Jesus, a squirrel last week and a cat this week.
He was lonely. Oh well, Mr. Kitty. He's like, the fuck is going on here?
Did you see Marvel's release of all the films that they're gonna shit out in the next 2 years?
Yeah, kind of. I was just perusing Reddit. I saw Blade is gonna be remade
with Mahershala Ali.
Yeah,
which is a odd fit. I mean,
yeah, I think that. Yeah, I don't think has he done like an action movie.
Well, he was already a character in Luke Cage. He was a mob boss villain.
Oh, that the TV shows
I know,
don't
they
count.
don't give a fuck about the TV shows.
No, they don't.
But it's funny because he was like the best, other than Kingpin and other than the Purple Man, he was the best villain in
Grimace.
No, it was David Tennant's character in Jessica Jones. He had kill something. It's not Killmonger, Killgrave, I think.
Killboy,
yeah.
No, that's not it. I don't.
Killboy's close
You've
enough,
seen it. I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years. Oh, this shut out season 3, and I haven't even watched it yet because season 2 was so bad. But
Blade, because shit, who played the original Blade?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah, they didn't want Wesley Snipes because tax evasion or fucking whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like you say age, but he still looks damn near the same as he did when he was in Blade.
Yeah, black don't crack, dude.
He does not look that much older.
Seriously.
But I'm sure in terms of like actual conditioning and stunt work and everything, it's probably just way easier to go younger.
Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, like, look at if they were gonna actually. Wait, just side note. Do you know they're making another fucking Ghostbusters? It's supposed to come out next year, and it's got Bill Murray and.
Oh yeah, did we not talk about this?
No, we did not. I just saw it the other day.
Yeah, they're it's technically a sequel to the old ones, not to the Melissa McCarthy one.
That which is not canon.
I mean,
it's just it's in another dimension.
It's Sony Pictures. It's not like they know what the fuck they're doing anyway.
Anyway, yeah. Well, what reminded me of that is like, you know, you're making an older movie with like, the actors are now old. Like, shit, have you seen Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah, but I mean, a comedy's way different than a fucking action movie where he's gonna be flying through the air and shooting.
The only one that looks not old is Ernie Hudson. He pretty much looks exactly the same. Ghostbusters.
No, I mean since then.
Yeah.
Poor Ernie.
You bet.
Are they going to get what's his name's corpse out of the ground?
Harold Ramis? No, they'll probably have some like, throwaway line at the beginning. Just be like, Venkman died. Or no, wait, which one's Venkman? Is he Venkman?
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Ghostbusters. I know there's Ray. That's Dan Aykroyd's character.
And then that gives them plenty of room to add in the newest Ghostbuster. Who will it be? Andy Samberg, probably.
Oh, dude, people would cream their pants over that.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't. It's good. I don't know who's the obnoxious like forced comedy element right now.
Andy Samberg.
No, because he's
maybe like 3 years ago. Andy Samberg.
Yeah. He's not like ultra relevant right now,
other than Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but like that seems to be like kind of coming to an end.
Yeah. Well, it's just before it was always like that. Like it's like when they made Die Hard and they were like, well, we need the funny man, shove in Justin Long, or he's not even. Is he even funny in that movie? Cool. Kevin Smith was in it. Kevin Smith was in Die Hard, or Live Free or Die Hard?
Yeah, I think he helped write the script.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Smith helping write scripts of things that aren't his isn't really like...
Man knows how to write dialogue.
Yeah, but... Because there's been like 3 other things he helped with, but weren't like his, and they were really shitty, but I can't remember them off the top of my head.
He wrote... Well, he was hired to write the script for the Superman movie that was supposed to be made in the late 90s with Nick Cage.
Yeah, because that's what spawned the fucking spider story.
Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've showed you that.
Mm-hmm.
Where they eventually used that in Wild Wild West.
Oh, actually, speaking of Kevin Smith, did you see that they're like remaking fucking Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
But keeping the same actors in that one.
Yeah. At least he looks good now. Have you seen him recently?
Well, he looks weird now.
Well, because we're so used to seeing him as a big old fat guy in a hockey t-shirt.
Yeah.
Now he's just a smaller guy in a hockey t-shirt.
With incredibly pronounced cheekbones.
Yeah, he has really pronounced cheekbones.
Yeah. Oh. The cat is attacking me again.
It's a separate cat.
It's a separate cat? There's multiple cats in
How
this. How many cats
them?
did you shove in this U-Haul?
3.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, what was my original point? Oh yeah, Marvel movies.
Kevin Smith.
No, not Kevin Smith.
Nah.
They're doing the Blade movie. They're doing a bunch of the TV shows for the Disney Plus. And they're doing Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness or something like that, which is supposedly going to be a horror film involving the multiverse.
Is that going to be Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah, that's Doctor Strange 2.
I'm
vaguely interested in that.
Okay. Well, yeah, if they try things new, they need to start, keeping it fresh, because, like, after Endgame, like, just having that same formula of, it's gonna get old.
Yeah, like the Eternals, I think, is the first one to come out of the new slate. Because they have 10 MCU properties coming out in the next 2 years.
In the next 2 years?
Well, in 2020 and 2021, yeah. I think 5 of them are Disney TV shows, and then 5 of them are movies.
Okay.
But, like, the Eternals is one, and I don't give even the slightest fucking shit about that. Especially...
Well, people said the same thing about Guardians.
I didn't say that about Guardians because I trusted James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Chris Pratt. I don't know who I don't even know who the fuck is making the Eternals, but Angelina Jolie's the main lead in it. And that's more than enough reason because she, like, what is the last thing she's been in that wasn't just complete garbage? Can you think of
Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you're talking about where her and Brad Pitt have sex with each other to death?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not that good of a movie.
Dude, I think I had a dream about them last night.
You got anything better?
Whatever.
Oh, it's got Rob Stark in it too. And Kumail and Salma Hayek.
These are the leads?
Yeah. And it's directed by Chloe Zhao, a Chinese filmmaker. She made... I'm looking it up. My phone's a little slow in the U-Haul, sorry. She made a bunch of short films and then something called The Rider, about a cowboy who gets a headache. The cowboy gets a head injury. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
What an enthralling film that sounds like.
The real one or my version?
Your version.
I'd rather watch a movie about a cowboy with a headache.
It's basically the same plot as Brokeback Mountain, except instead of Jake Gyllenhaal like having butt sex with Heath Ledger, he just asks him for an aspirin.
And then he goes and lays down.
Yeah.
That's the whole... It's just...
That's the whole movie.
The whole movie's about them taking this whole trip up. It's, you know, it's shot beautifully. There's just all these wide-ranging vistas.
Yeah.
This majestic waterfall.
And then like after the whole incident, like it flashes forward and it's like a couple of years later and the one guy wants to go back up and recreate it. And the guy's like, "No, remember last time I got a headache? It was terrible. No one will know. No one will know."
I had real bad diarrhea, not this time. Yeah.
So what?
That's the only movie that she's made. It's like a less fun version of The Brothers Sisters, minus all the action and probably humor. So there's that, and then there's Thor 4, where Natalie Portman becomes Thor.
Yeah, she becomes Lady Thor.
Yeah, I think... Is that actually what they call... I don't remember.
What, Lady Thor?
Or She Thor. I'm trying to remember if she just goes by Thor. I don't know.
Who cares?
Clearly people care.
At least what's-his-face is directing it. I can never say his name right.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taika is directing it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, because, like, their whole thing is all weird and mixed around because of Guardians not getting to be shat out when it was supposed to.
Well, that's on Disney.
Well, no, it's their own fault. But, so it's like... How's that even going to work? Because the last time we see Thor, he's, like, eating a bean burrito in the back of the spaceship with the Guardians. And then Thor 3, he's, like...
Wait, is he?
Thor 4, yeah, remember?
Was that the end of his story? Oh, I don't know.
Him and Peter...
There's, like... It's like Return of the King. There's, like, 20 endings of that movie.
Him and Peter Quill are arguing over who gets to be the captain of the spaceship.
Oh, right.
And then Drax, like, shits his pants, and then it ends.
If I stand really still,
they won't hear me shitting myself.
And then Mantis is like, "I sense something.
I smell something.
I smell shit." Like, yeah, no shit.
No shit. What do you mean, no shit?
There is shit.
Clearly shit. I can see it.
You don't need superpowers to sense that.
That's...
I bet Drax...
That's such a disgusting...
I bet Drax takes big old stanky shit.
Probably.
We're getting into toilet humor here.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
Moving on.
That's most of the Marvel movies, but... So I don't know how the hell that'll work. Like if they'll just
is Spider-Man 3 planned as well? Did they announce
it's not
any?
listed on anything that they announced, which is
Because it's kind of like their
odd.
tentpole thing right now.
Yeah. And then Black Widow comes out too. Oh, I think Black Widow is actually the first of the movies to come out. I read that backwards.
Oh, it's gonna be like sometime next year.
Yeah, May 1st, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's got Scarlett Johansson and David Harbour.
Isn't it? Is it set in the 80s or is it before that?
Something like that. I think David Harbour just he's stuck in the forbidden decade.
Oh, speaking of Harbour, did you ever watch that thing that he put out on Netflix, or he's in it?
Oh no.
Oh my! It's only 30 minutes long, and I was just like, oh okay. It's called like Dr. Frankenstein's Frankenstein's Monster, Dr. Franken.
I know the title's
yeah.
The title's a spoof on the fact that everyone fucks up Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. I know
well,
that.
the whole setup is that his fictional father, who's David Harbour Sr. or David Harbour Jr., and then the real David Harbour is David Harbour III, and his grandfather was David Harbour Sr., and he comes from a long line of actors.
And they're all played by David Harbour.
They are all played by David Harbour, but it focuses on the life of his father, who's like
junior.
Yeah, junior.
Okay.
Who's like a professionally trained stage actor who becomes a famous movie star, and then he has to deal with. It's basically like when Orson Welles became irrelevant and fat and didn't do anything good. They kind of dress him up to look like it, where he's got that big beard with the gray patch and the slick back hair. Yeah, he's basically playing Orson Welles, and the whole thing is about this televised Frankenstein play that I think he wrote or something, and it's so terrible, but it's I hope that didn't get picked up.
Was that a cat?
No, that was me.
Gas? Oh, okay. Never avoiding toilet humor.
Can't avoid Mother Nature. Anyway, it's pretty funny. I'd give it a watch. Just
Whenever I finish season 3 of Stranger Things, I will get right on that.
Oh yeah. You finally watched Stranger Things. Wait, did you watch the first season and then just never see the second season, or had you never seen anything of it?
I had watched the first 4 seasons of first 4 episodes of the first season, and I went, "Oh my god!"
What?
Oh dear God! And I went, I can't watch this show. I just didn't like it. I need to cover my nose, but also talk into the microphone so I can be heard. It's bad.
Well, we are in a very confined space.
It's a very small space. It's almost as bad smelling as Werther's Original over there.
I thought that would mask it. I mean, he is decomposing.
You get used to the smell after a while.
He's starting to grow fungus on him. You think if we eat it, we'll trip balls and retain his memories somehow? Maybe on another episode.
Do you draw the line on where does that where does that?
What
for you?
What
as a vegetarian? Fungus grown out of a decomposing human corpse.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay,
yeah, that's vegan.
That's vegan.
Yeah, I mean, plants grow from cow shit. Manure.
Yeah, but there's a difference between cow shit and dead cow body.
Compost is compost.
Okay, so you don't draw the line there, then, is what you're saying?
Yeah, no. I'll eat some dead guy fungus.
Does that not constitute cannibalism? Eating the fungus growing off of a corpse?
Yeah, no, that's not cannibalism, because it's fungus are very, very complex organisms.
Okay, just curious. Ethical questions.
Mm-hmm. What were we talking about?
Stranger Things. I don't like children actors. They always piss me off.
Yeah, not 90% of the time they're god awful.
And like these ones weren't bad, but like the show doesn't do a very good job in the first season, I think, of making you actually care about any of the characters other than like Winona Ryder, you know, like the mom or whatever. It's just kind of like, hey, here they are. Like, you're supposed to like them because they're children.
Because they're the main characters and we said so. Yeah. And the second and third season do a much better job of expanding their characters and actually giving them their own unique voice, not just being like, hey, remember the 80s?
Agree with you on that, specifically for the second season, because that's where they go through a lot of character growth.
Oh, yeah.
At least from what I've seen in season 3, there hasn't been much yet. I'm just at the part where they're, I guess it's a spoiler, I don't know, they're like
who cares?
The Russians having their like deal.
Where's that?
With Scoops Steve and Toothless.
Ahoy, ladies.
Yeah, that's the only plot line that I've like super cared about.
Yeah, that's the best plot line of the entire. I think a good second is Hopper and
Hopper trying to bang Winona Ryder.
Yeah. As that goes on, where are they right now, and where you are?
That's a good question. Okay. I don't know. It's been a couple of days because I watched something else.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, as it goes on, their plot line gets better. But pretty much everything with what are the cats doing?
The cats are attacking the fungus growing out of his corpse.
Oh,
they were pawing at it.
Those flowers are fake, by the way.
Those are well, they were pawing at them.
Anyway, the whole plot with Mike and 11 and the rest of them is just sort of, they had to give them something to do. They're like, hey, we're investigating also.
They're not even investigating right now. They're just busy bitching and whining because
they do that as even when they finally have something to do.
Broke up.
I dump your ass.
I don't know if I've ever cared less about a romance subplot ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was fine.
You're 14 years old. Fuck off.
Yeah, right. Keep the door open 3 inches.
And then poor Will just wants to play D&D.
I know.
That's every line he's had so far has been related to D&D.
Well, yeah, he's like Jon Snow in the last season of Game of Thrones.
Except instead of, I don't want it, I do want it.
I want to play D&D. She is not my queen because I do not want to talk to girls.
His only, extended more than 2 lines at a time sequence was because he was finally throwing his temper tantrum about them not playing.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, okay, we'll play. He's like, no.
It's too late!
It's too late.
Also, playing D&D with just 2, people actually playing, that just sounds miserable.
Yeah, unless you're really, really, really into it, but you should have at least 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we do play, 3 people's the perfect number. 4 is too many, because then none of them are ever paying attention because they're all just thinking it's someone else's.
Well, yeah, that's why you need a group of people who will actually actively pay attention if you have more than 3 people.
That's asking for a lot.
Well, with our friend group, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's bad when I have to, hey, I think you should do this because I'm the only one who actually knows what's going on.
Or I'm, sitting there being and then this happens. And I'm, staring at...
blank phones.
Yeah. And then this happens. Wink. Maybe you should wink, do this. Oh, the shopkeep said something interesting. Let's go over here now. Let's go out in the woods. Oh, are you sure? Yeah. Oh, all right.
The shopkeeper pulls his pants back up, forlorn and heartbroken.
I roll to slap his ass. Are you sure you want to do that? Yeah.
That sounds more like
yes. Yes. Well, I did make up that one subplot where you got chlamydia or whatever, syphilis.
That's true.
Yeah. Backstory here: they were in a tavern, and they had saved the it's like a tavern / brothel, and they had saved the what do they call him, madam? Yeah, the madam's her son,
Rob Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski, and who was a bit of a slow child.
But was he slow?
No, he's pretty fast. But it, as a reward, she gave all the players vouchers to use the facilities. And I desperately wanted you guys to use them, but nobody did.
Except for me.
Except for you. And then I made you roll up the intelligence or perception check or something to wear a condom. And you failed. You got syphilis.
Yep.
Yep.
I remember that now.
That shit was good. And then everyone else, they were like trying to, weren't they trying to pawn them off?
Yes.
They were trying to sell them to like the other patrons or whatever, and I had the NPCs just be like, why would I buy a voucher when I can just use this gold to buy myself the lady myself? Anyway,
they were only worth about 5 gold.
Yeah,
that's how much they were trying to sell them for.
5 schmeckles, please.
They were just trying to add in extra steps for someone else.
This just sounds like prostitution with extra steps.
That's essentially what it was. But yeah, I and it's like I remember hearing when season 2 of Stranger Things came out how everyone I knew was like, "Wow, this is fucking awful." But I genuinely liked it more than season 1. There was one episode that, everyone really hated.
Yes.
And I wasn't a huge fan of, but I still didn't really hate it. Like, I understood what they were trying to do with it.
It was essentially their pilot for potential spinoffs, and nobody was down with that.
You think that's what it was?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I could see that, yeah. Actually, now that you mention it. Mm-hmm. So basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it was like, you've got this whole thing going on. Like, you've got everyone's trying to find out why these vines are like going through the city.
Yeah, and why these like creepy Demogorgon dog things are running around.
Yeah. And then randomly you have 11, the psychic girl, just leave and go to Chicago.
Because she wants to be bitchin'.
Yeah.
And then she just runs around with she meets up with the other superpower kids who were also
one of them has a superpower.
Really? Just the one chick? Oh, I thought there was like a bunch of them.
The rest were just like random anarchists. At least that's how they made it sound. Like none of them used any powers or anything.
What did she? Could she shoot like fire or something? Or
no?
No. Her power was she made things appear. Like
she did hallucinatory or hallucinations essentially.
She had illusion magic basically. Yeah.
Like, she'd make it look like your arm was falling off. And you'd be
I don't know why I thought there was, like, somebody that could shoot fucking fire. I'm probably just thinking of X-Men.
I mean...
I think that's what they're basically trying to set up, is, like, their own version of, the X-Men or something, but they're...
Because they've all got...
edgy teenagers.
Powers.
Yeah.
Well,
if they were to make a spin-off of that, that's just some shit that, like, the CW would do.
It's X-Men, but in the 80s. Stranger Men.
The X-Men was in the 80s.
CW. No, I'm just...
There wasn't there an animated series in the 80s? Oh, no, that was the 90s. Whatever.
There might have been one in the... Well, even...
the comics were coming out.
Is Legion set in the 80s?
I don't fucking know.
With Aubrey Plaza?
Mm-hmm. I've never seen that.
I watched the first few episodes, and then I got bored of it.
But yeah, that whole episode was... It just had nothing to do with anything, and because there were only 8 episodes in that season?
10, I think.
In season 2, yeah, whatever. But yeah, to like spend an entire episode like when there's like all this shit going on, and that had nothing to do with anything, and then they never bring it up again, even in season 3.
Well, that's the
spoilers,
yeah,
but
I assumed that it would at least come back in some way. Like
it was just so poorly received that they, if they did have an idea to expand upon it, they're probably like, fuck it. Let's just not do that. Let's not go to Camelot. It was a silly place.
It was a really nice intro to season 2, though. Using them for that, like the whole like bridge going down, because you're like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, wasn't that was like the first scene of the first episode?
The very first scene.
And then you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
and then
other people have powers, and then they're like, just kidding, it's this one. Well, there's like, what, 13 of them, I think they said?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. She was number 8, right?
Yeah,
okay.
she's 8. Do any of the other... I don't know if this is a spoiler. Do
No.
any of the other 13 children show up in season 3?
No. Not at all. There's no mention of it. There's no anything.
That's very stupid.
Yeah, it's the season 3. I know you haven't finished it, but like overall, it's a great standalone story, and I think the story itself is way better than season 2 and the character development and all that. There's not a lot of world building, which I know this show's not really that much about. It's just sort of the bad guy of the week.
World building is, hey, it's the 80s.
Yeah. In season 3, they're like, here's the world building. There's a mall now.
It was like, okay, so where the fuck did this come from? And you have like that one weird shot when there's the power outage of the mall, and you see like how massive it's supposed to be, and it's like some...
Well, you find out later why the mall's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just what they show. It's like an impossibly big size. Like, it's the size of, like, the Costco in Idiocracy.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, because you see it off in the distance, but then there's, like, another light, like, here, and then, like, another light over there. And
yeah, it, like, looks bigger than Polaris.
No, it looks the size of Westerville.
And it's like, yeah, they're going to build a mall that big in...
and some dinky-ass...
Bumfuck.
Yeah. Some suburb city town.
It's Hawkins, the town that I can barely even remember the fucking name of.
Oh yeah, Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Is it Indiana that they're in?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, it's Hawkins, Indiana, because then, yeah, okay. Anyway.
Oh yeah, there's the episode where they play football. Wait, no, that's Parks and Rec. Never mind.
No, that's The Room.
No, don't you remember that episode of Parks and Rec where they just randomly go onto RCA Field and play football? With Peyton Manning and it's Andrew Luck, not Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
And you're like, what the fuck is going on in this show anymore?
Yeah.
And then they ended it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's season 2. But like, with that one episode, other than that, I really don't see why it received so much criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it was better than season 1 as a whole. It just had that one fucking pointless... And even that episode, like, it was pointless, but, like, I still enjoyed it. Cause, like,
I think people, for the most part, enjoyed the season. I think there was just a lot of bitching about it.
There was a lot of bitching.
Well, there was a lot of retreading, too, and season 3 sort of didn't do that. But, yeah, I think season 3 is the best so far.
I'll have to finish it.
And Robin's probably the best new character, or...
I don't even know. I haven't even... Oh, wait.
It's Uma Thurman's daughter.
Is that the ice cream girl?
Yeah.
That's Uma Thurman's daughter?
Oh, yeah, I thought I told you that.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah.
She's going to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What's her name?
Val
Kilmer?
No, her last name is Hawk. I forget what her
Lady
first
Hawk,
name is.
Lady Bird, starring Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, it's great.
They're not
No,
starring
that's
Greta
directed by.
I don't remember who the fuck that's starring.
The Irish chick.
It's not Sarce. It's the
It's
other
like
one.
sorry.
Oh, it is Sarce? Sarce Ronan?
Sorry.
Oh.
Hey.
I don't think that...
Who doesn't know how to flush a toilet after they've had the shit?
Alright, now I didn't watch all of that movie, but I don't think that's in them.
Disgusting.
I don't think that happened.
No, that's it. Have you seen that video? You never seen that video? Oh, it's on YouTube. It's like been a meme.
Is this more toilet humor, Brendan?
Kinda.
I thought we fucking swore.
There's like these two little girls making a webcam video, like in their room. Not that kind of webcam video. Like they're just playing around. not that kind of playing around. But anyway, their mom...
I'm very suspicious. You have me on high alert.
It's on YouTube, goddammit. And their mom comes in, and she has this really thick Scottish accent. She's like, who doesn't know how to flush a toilet after they had the shit? And both girls are like, it wasn't me. Well, it was one of yous. Disgusting. I'll have to show it to you later.
I'm just picturing Paul.
Oi, I was in the break room earlier and somebody took a shit in the microwave. Disgusting.
So, moving on from Scots,
Moving on.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Is there any other TV show that you've seen recently?
Venture Bros!
You didn't want me to finish.
Oh, okay, finish your...
Is there any other TV show that you've seen recently?
Venture Bros!
Yeah, because they finally put it on. Actually, they put it on Hulu ahead of schedule because the previous season they didn't put on Hulu until a year after.
Yeah, it took almost a year, and now it's only been like 5 or 6 months.
I
think it premiered like last fall.
No, it was earlier than the fall. It was like last March. May.
No, it wasn't.
Last May, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, because we had just started the podcast and I was talking about it.
Oh, really?
I want to say it was like May. Because I remember I was watching my bootleg streams of each episode coming out, and then I would look up to just see you and Justin just giving me blank stares.
Oh, yeah.
When was the first episode?
August 5th.
Oh, okay. May, August, same month.
I think you said March.
No, I meant to say May.
I said March because it's both M months.
Roll that tape back.
No, I definitely did say March, but that's why I corrected myself and then said May.
Anyway, yeah, they finally put it on, so I finally got to watch it because I don't have fucking cable.
Yeah, who has fucking cable anymore?
Yeah.
Narcs.
Yeah, it was pretty goddamn good. I mean, there's not really a bad season of Venture Bros because it's one of the best.
Season 5 is pretty stinky.
Season 5. What happened in season 5?
That's the one that has like Spanakopita.
Oh, dude, that one's great.
That's
I can't remember the overarching plot or anything.
Fucking nonsense. That's what it was.
Okay.
Season 5 is definitely the worst season, which is a shame because, like, you know, you finish season 4 on such a high note, and then,
oh yeah, that's the best season.
Because like we binged through everything, get to season 4, like literally dying at the end of Operation Prom.
Yes.
And then season 5 comes and it's just a wet fart, and then there's nothing else.
Yeah, there was also
another like 3 years until season 6 got added.
See, 6 was great.
6 was good.
It was a big like departure because that was the season where they went to New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah, when they inherited the tower.
Yeah, because the Venture estate got burned down.
Yeah. Well. No, take it.
Yeah, it was like blown up because they go back to it in 7.
Yeah,
that's right.
For the OSI and Guild Summit thing.
Yeah,
that episode was so good.
It's really funny. I was trying to explain to one of my roommates because he's like, "Oh, Venture Bros, I've heard of that. Like, what the fuck is that?" And I'm like, I really don't know how to describe it at this point. Yeah. I can't think of a single show that's transformed its identity more.
Oh yeah,
and also more often than that show has.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, it is like the best. It is so, like it's probably my favorite like animated adult cartoon, other than like South Park.
See, I want to say yes, but it's so hard when there are so many great seasons of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But then when you include the fact that there's so many bad seasons of The Simpsons, it's like, can I really say that The Simpsons overall is a perfect show? Because it's not. It's a very bad show now, and it's been a very bad show for longer than it's been a good show at this point.
Yeah. Well, if somebody's starting off with a show, I would, if you're going to describe it to them, just be like, it's like Johnny Quest, like the old cartoon adventure serialized, things, but what would happen when that kid grows up.
Yeah.
and then and now he's a super scientist, and it follows his sons like
but
that.
Even then, the world then dramatically changes so much.
I know. Well, that's why you'd be like, here, start on the first season, watch this, with that in mind. Like, honestly, I would just be like, I promise it's a really good show. Just get past the first season, which it's good, but it gets way better, and also the animation gets better.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate watching going back and doing marathons because the first season looks so shitty.
It looks worse than the first season of South Park, honestly, just because at least the first season of South Park had that,
it's
colored or not. What is that? What is that paper called?
Cardboard or felt paper?
No, they use the. What the fuck is it called?
They used
construction paper.
Oh, construction paper. Yeah,
it has that construction paper charm to it.
Yeah.
Whereas Venture Bros is literally just really disgusting animation.
Yeah, the character designs are so it looks like a pilot. The actual pilot looks bad.
So rough.
Ew.
Busy Bee Club.
Yeah.
Hey, that episode takes place in New York, actually. And the Technophiles and everything.
Yeah, but like once it gets to season 2, it starts picking up, and it's it
Really
starts off as just like, oh, they go on wacky adventures, and then with their bodyguard who has a lust for blood, and then they start introducing the guild. And
yeah, once the guild gets introduced and 21 becomes a major character, that's when the show really.
Oh man, he has
21's my favorite character.
Yeah, he's so fucking great. Oh,
that's 24.
I know.
And I was rewatching season 4 again today. I forgot about how big it was in season 4 that 24 is just talking to him the whole time. Is
oh yeah, because he keeps his skull.
Yeah,
and he keeps hallucinating him. I love that scene in speaking of season 7, when they're going through some files or something, and Red Death is with him and Mrs. Monarch, and he's like, oh yeah, these are my lucky killing socks. And then 21's like, ha, I got you beat. And he's like, I carry around my dead friend's glove, and sometimes I smell it.
His blood-stained
Yeah, blood-stained glove.
And sometimes I smell it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's probably had the best fucking character arc out of the whole thing.
This show is a comedy. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, there are some parts where it's just side-splitting.
Most of the main characters have better arcs than pretty much every network drama that I can possibly think of.
Oh yeah, they actually give you a reason to care about these characters,
even though you really shouldn't, because they're all most of them are just awful, horrendous, unredeemable people.
Oh yeah,
like Rusty.
Well, and it's also great because everyone has their own unique character. Even though the entire show is voiced by 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Jackson Public does
God, he does so much.
He does 20 main character voices.
Yeah.
And then what's the other guy? Hammer.
Doc Hammer.
Doc Hammer. Yeah, he does 3, 4, 5 of them. He does Dr. Girlfriend. Sheila. Yeah. Spoiler.
Sheila. That's not a spoiler.
You don't really find out her name until a couple seasons in, I think. You never find out Monarch's first name until this season. What is it like?
I literally just watched it last night.
Yeah, I know. I can't even remember. It's something with an M. That's gonna bug me now. Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah, this whole season, and it's going back to the thing about the animation not being great. It's really cool to watch how amazing the show gets. Malcolm. How amazing the show gets animation wise, because by this point, it's legitimately beautiful. Animation is amazing.
Mm-hmm. You can tell where those 3 years in between seasons go into.
Right. It has probably it definitely has one of the best theme songs of all time.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't even know, what the fuck would you call that genre of music?
Cocaine.
It's like cocaine big band.
Yeah, it's big band, jazz, erratic. It's kind of similar to the Cowboy Bebop theme song.
Tank.
Yeah, Tank, but like, well, that one is more like straight jazz. Like the Venture Bros one is just fucking erratic.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, there's
that like random like piano solo where it's like just yeah.
But yeah, it
I could also you know how at the end of every episode there's a post credits scene. Yeah, that outro theme. Oh god, I gotta sit through it every time. Well, also because you gotta watch the end scene.
Yeah.
But, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
It's just it's so fucking good.
That's that and BoJack. Those two shows both capture the intro and outro perfectly. Mm-hmm. Especially because on BoJack, not so much in what you've seen, which is like the first and part of the second season. But like as it gets further in, there's just all sorts of different things they do with like change the tempo, or like have a completely different band do the outro, or have a completely different song be the outro song.
They fuck with it a little bit once you get used to it being just that.
They make really good use out of that.
Right on. Shit, what was I gonna say?
You were going to say how much you liked this season, or didn't like this season.
No, I liked it. Well,
or didn't like this season.
There were some things I didn't like that were kind of like they were
like
just
getting pee-pee on your belt.
there was just like a lot of like abandoned plot lines, which they tend to do that where they'll introduce something and then it doesn't come up for like 2 more seasons or something.
Yeah,
but like there was a lot of stuff that like it felt like it was like building to, and had been building to for a while, and then they were just sort of like, stay tuned next season. Like, oh, this was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me was that all of a sudden Project Peril? Peril Partnership.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of just come in out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like
were
the
they?
first time it's even mentioned that I can think of is when they're talking about the dude with pee-pee on his belt.
Yeah, because I do not remember them in the earlier seasons.
I don't either. I don't think they were, because they're essentially people who...
They were part of the guild and defected to their own, like, de facto guerrilla.
Yeah.
But all they ever show is the one guy.
Yeah. Well, because he was the... I mean, he wasn't a leader, but he was, like, sort of a leader. It's weird. But yeah, because that's part of, and it's part of the world ever changing within the show, is they were fine operating under Sovereign's reign for the guild, but once he was not in power anymore and the OSI and guild were on more equal terms, that's when they were kind of like, all right. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I'm having contractions. I'm fine now.
Brent's
they have
pregnant
passed.
with a cheeseburger. I'd be concerned if he was, but
no, I'm
he
all right.
left. So.
Well, I'll have our robot driver pull over to the next rest area.
I'm sure there's a Love's coming up at some point, or a Hardee's. Maybe you can even shit right into the fryer basket.
Yeah. So if any of our 5 listeners have not seen Venture Bros, we won't spoil.
We highly recommend it.
Yes, I mean that's like. That is one of the highest recommended shows that I would like give to people who like if you like that style of humor. Like it is really specific, and that's why I don't think it like gets that like wide. Well, yeah, it's not like as popular as like Rick and Morty is right now, and it's never been to that level of popularity ever.
But I'm fine with that because the fan base isn't toxic.
Oh, yeah, the fan base is great.
It does kind of suck, though, in terms of, like, when's the last time you saw a meme related to Venture Bros?
I do all the time. I'm on the Venture Bros subreddit, and there's usually some, good shit on there.
Their shit-posting group is ass.
Oh, really?
It's really bad. It's mostly just, like, crossovers with Adam Punk stuff, which makes sense because it has a similar aesthetic to Adam Punk. But... there's not really humor in that. It's just like, hey, look at this. And it's like a concept art that kind of looks like what Venture Compounds looks like. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but that's not funny.
Yeah.
I can't just like send that to my friend. He's going to be like, okay.
We've
cool,
talked about this before,
Compounds.
But like I am a little jealous of the fact that your shit posting groups are exists because like all the
actually
on Reddit, like all the very specific.
Let's talk about how fucking specific Reddit and their goddamn sub-threads are.
Oh my god.
So, related to last week when we were talking about My Hero Academia, I made this fucking meme about there's and I don't want to spoil anything for season 3 of My Hero Academia, but there's a very emotional scene that occurs, and I made a meme out of it, and I posted it in the shitposting group for My Hero Academia. And Brim was like, well, you should just put it on the Reddit thing, too. And I was like, I don't really know Reddit very well, but, like, sure, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And I, like, go into the thing, and I'm, like, reading. It's like, read all rules before posting. Have you read rules? You cannot post. You must read rules.
Yeah, because I've posted stuff to just, subreddits here and there or whatever. And, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, yeah, this will be fine to post. And, I just don't read the rules or anything. And it just immediately gets taken down because it's like some bot algorithm or something. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'll like change the title just slightly, and they're like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not posting here then. Everyone's so up their ass with like all the individual subreddits, and like for the ones for like each individual TV show, they're ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's like this one. It did not allow you to post memes. Like the only thing you can post.
I did find there is a My Hero Academia meme subreddit.
Did you post it there?
No.
You should post it there.
I could.
It's probably too late now. Meme's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bryn looks like he's about to die, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
We most likely will not be doing an episode next week because we'll be busy doing the 48-hour film project.
Yeah, if we get time, like, next, like, after the whole thing next week, we might, or we'll just wait until the following weekend, but
we'll try to, especially so we can tell you guys about what we thought of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how the whole experience went, because this is not anything we've ever done before, so I don't know about Bryn, but I am absolutely nervous as shit about this whole thing.
I'm not. You gotta keep a level head.
That's not me. But, alright, you guys out there, drive safe, don't get into abandoned U-Hauls, and as always, don't forget to spay and neuter your grandpa. Have a good night.
Stop!